So these are the yarns that I'm going to use, red and whitish color, Himalaya super soft yarn. I don't know if this yarn can be bought from every country, but I will either put this one in the description, like the link to it, or a similar one. Then you will need some scissors and needle big enough so you can yarn this yarn through it, thread it through the needle, and then also 6mm hook. And yes, maybe if you want to create the dots on the mushroom with some beads, then you will of course only need beads and a thread, but it can also be made without the beads with this whitish color basically. I don't want the leg warmers to be too long, so I will make a slip knot and then only chain 30, but you can chain more if you want the leg warmers to be, for example, up to your knee. Then you can chain until you have it that length basically. And we will make a slip knot, so we just make a loop like this, and then this tail, just put it here and we pull, and we will chain 30 I will chain 30 like I said. So that's 1 chain, 2 chain, 3 chain, 4 chain, 5 chain, until you have as many as you want. Okay, so we have 30 chains, and now I will chain one more, but I will be holding onto this last chain so I don't lose it. So chain 1, and in this chain that I'm holding I will work my first half double crochet. So we yarn over 1 time, go through the chain that you are holding, pull up a loop, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 3. So this will be our first stitch, this right here. And it is also important because when you come back, when you finish this row and you will be coming back, you should place your last half double crochet here. So if you have like trouble seeing it, maybe you are a beginner, so maybe you should put a stitch marker here, for example bobby pin or something like that. And then we will place one half double crochet in each of the chains. So you will have 30 chains. Well, I will have 30 chains, and you will have whatever chain count you made. So yarn over, go through the next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, go through the chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, yarn over, go through the chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. So until we are at the end. I am now placing my very last half double crochet of this row in the last chain, yarn over, pull through 3, and now I will chain 1 and turn around, and now we will be working the same way. The only difference will be that you will only work in the back loop. So you have 1 loop, 2 loops, so you will not go like this, but you will only go like this. So you yarn over, go through the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. So this is your first stitch, keep in mind. And if you will work these half double crochets, you should have 30 in the end. Okay, so this is my last stitch right here, and I will not place the half double crochet in the back loop, but with this very last one I will go through both loops just like that. Yarn over, pull through 3, and then again, just like we were here, we will chain 1, turn around, and again only work in the back stitches except this last one. Then again turn over, work, chain 1, again 30 half double crochets, and you will continue until you have the size that can fit around your leg basically. So yeah, we will meet later. So I went and made 26 rows of these half double crochets, and it is a good idea to kind of stitch a few stitches and try if you can actually pull it over your leg. So yeah, and now we are going to sew it together like this. So firstly I'm going to already did one chain here, and now I'm going to snip it like so. And you should also keep in mind that this stitch that we made is quite stretchy, so you should crochet it in a dimension that when you put it on your leg, it is kind of stretched, so that's what keeps it in its place on your leg, so it doesn't like fall down or something. So yeah, so here I was attaching my yarn, so that's something I want to be on the inside, so I will fold it like this and see where we are. So as you can see, this is the pattern, so 2 rows, then this kind of step or the ribbing, 2 rows, then also the ribbing, and then also 2 rows and ribbing. So here what I'm going to do is just insert the needle through both of the loops. But for example, if you only had like if you were to be missing this kind of row, and the last row would be basically your ribbing, then it would be a good idea to when you will be sewing to only insert the needle in the back loop, so you basically continue the pattern of the ribbing, and that way you can really see where it was connected. So I will be using the same yarn for the sewing. So I use this big needle, and I'm going to start here, and I'm also going to make a knot so it doesn't move. It doesn't have to be that long, so like this and like this. Okay, now let's take a look. So basically this is the very first stitch, so I will go from the top of it and then go from the below of the stitch next to it, like so. So I just pull on it, and I do the same thing on the other side. So here, this is where I connected the yarn, and I'm also going to use it. So I go from the top of the chain, so this is where I was starting my project, so these are the chains, and then go from the bottom of the second chain, like that. Then again go from the top and bottom of the second one. Okay, the strings are getting in the way, like that. Then again 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and this is basically a mattress stitch, I think. So it is a stitch that you can't see at all once it is finished. So let's take a look. So this is what it's going to look like when it will be ready. So let's meet at the end. Actually, I am at the end, so I have my 2 last stitches here. So again, I go from the top and the bottom of the second one, and here I have my last 2 chains, like that. And now you can just pull on it, and it just closes up nicely. Okay, I think it looks decent. Good, so now I will just snip this, but keep the needle on. And I will make small knots too. So I will go through here and put my yarn here, so this way there is like a knot created, like that. And now I will just weave this in later or crochet over it in the next step. Now I am getting my red yarn, and I will make a slip knot, and I will attach it wherever, let's say here, like that, and I make chain 1, so this chain 1 doesn't count as any stitch, and I work my first half double crochet in this free space, and we will be continuing crocheting in these free spaces until we get here, basically. And the only thing that you have to keep in mind is that you should have half double crochets, a number of half double crochets that is even. So yeah, that's the only thing. So if you go here, you should count your stitches, and if you are missing one to have an even number, then you either remove one or just squeeze one in. Yeah. So here I am, and I counted my stitches. They are 34, which is an even number, so that's good, but I still feel like there is too big of a gap, so I will add one more here, and still one more here. So now the gap won't be that visible, and now I will just slip stitch in the first stitch that we made, slip stitch, and make a chain 2, and this chain 2 will not count as a stitch. And now we are going to turn it over like so, and we will be working in this direction and basically only in the back stitches. So from this view it is the front stitches, but as we turn it around, they now become back stitches. So let's start. This is a slip stitch, so let's not start here, but let's start here and only in the back stitch. So one double crochet in each. So you do it by yarning over one time, going through the stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now in the second stitch, in the one right next to it, we will place 2 double crochets. So this is where we are now. So now we go here, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is basically what we are going to be continuing. So 1 stitch here, 2 stitches here, 1 stitch here, 2 stitches here, and all over. So we will place an increase in every second stitch. So now I am at the end, and I placed my 1 double crochet, and we will place last double crochet where the chain was. So that is here. So that's 1 and 2, and now we will slip stitch into the very top of the first double crochet, which is here, just like that. And now we are looking like this, as you can see, and we will just basically continue making 1 double crochet in each of these stitches, now without any increases. So I will just chain 2 and place 1 double crochet in the very same stitch. That's 1, and now we are already working in both loops, not just the back loop. 2, and just all over until you are again here, and we will not be counting this because that's a slip stitch. Okay, here I am at the end of the row. Again, don't use this, it is a slip stitch. So now I will slip stitch into the very first double crochet, which is this one, and then I will do 2 more rows exactly like I made this one. So I will just chain 2 again, and again this stitch does not count as any stitch, or these chains do not count as a stitch. So now I will yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and just continue all over, and I will do, I think, 2 rows. Okay, so I finished my last row, so I basically have 4 rows. The first one was with the decreases every second stitch, and then without any increases 3 rows. So I make chain 1 and then snip it, like so, and this is our cute leg warmer, and we are still going to use the whitish yarns to make the specks here. The way we are going to do that is cut these small strands, but big enough so you are able to make a knot from it. So that's 1, 2, and you will need many, but let me show you. It is actually very simple and nothing too special. So I will go through a random stitch, and I will actually not go all the way through, because then these 2 spaces will be like more pronounced. So I will just go here through the front stitch, and I will get the yarn through. Okay, so it's small, so it's a little bit tricky, but now I will just make a knot and make another knot, and then of course I will just open up all these strands. It is best to use some kind of comb to do this, and then I will just cut it very short, like here, and that's our first speck. Okay, and now we will do as many as you want. Now my toadstool is looking nice and specky, and it is almost ready to be worn. I will just weave in all these ends. So let me just show you very quickly just with this one. I use this needle, the same one I used for the sewing, and I just go here, and then I go a few stitches in this direction, like 4, let's say, and then I go 1 row like lower, like through here, and again go like through 4 stitch in the direction back. So we could bend like this, okay, and this way it should not get out. So I will do all the loose ends just like this, and then you should do the second leg warmer exactly like this. And when I say exactly, I really mean it. So this length and the rows, that's still easy, but here you are crocheting in the free spaces, not in any stitches. I mean, this first row that we made, as you remember, I made 36 stitches, and when you crochet into free spaces, it can be a bit difficult to get the same amount of stitches. So I remember when I first crocheted this, I made like 24 and now I made 36. So yeah, you should count them as they as you go, and for me, for example, I will know that when I'm like in the middle, when I reach from here to here, then I should have like 18 stitches. So yeah, you should have the exactly same amount of stitches here as you will have on your second leg warmer. And the reason is, yeah, let's say that instead of 36 on the second one I will make 34 or 32, so that's still not really noticeable. But if you make like me, like I said, 36, and then on the second one you will do 24, then it will be very noticeable that this is not the same. Okay, so yeah, that's it.